What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. It is the 29th day of December, and here we are sitting at about $0.00455. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. It's a brand new week. We did come down just enough last week to continue this trend of bloodletting. It has been 12 weeks in a row. This is the 13th week that OnyxCoin has been red. It's been a very, very red 13 weeks, my friends. Well, 12 weeks at this point. We're just starting the 13th week. I wouldn't be surprised if this week closed red too. Right. I had a little hope that last week might close green, but this week's probably going to close red. I do assume that we're going to see a little bit of a shift down in crypto, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. I am expecting altcoins across the board to drop somewhere around like 10 to 15% from their current levels. OnyxCoin is an altcoin. It's included in that. So 10 to 15% from here, would probably take us below 0.004. I do expect it to happen. It could happen this week. Maybe at the first beginning days of January. Maybe we don't go down that low. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it happens next week. However it happens, I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. Regardless of the idea, the question that we've been asking ourselves, is this the low? Is this the low? Are we going lower? How much lower are we going to go over the past, couple months now? The amount of lower that we would have if we do go lower is very insignificant to the amount of compared to the amount of pumping that we have to do whenever that time has come. And we know that time is brewing. We know that we're working on that here. The weekly MACD is getting closer and closer every single week. We just closed out another week, you guys, closer to crossing bullish here. The blue oscillator, if we're looking at this, the short-term oscillator, this one's actually pivoting to the upside right now. And we're down. I don't expect that we'll pivot to the upside. I don't expect that we will see this blue line pointed upwards at all this week. I think that it'll probably still shift down, but the orange line is going to be catching up to it. And then maybe next week, maybe the week after, then we could start crossing up, whatever. Some point in late January, I would assume, or maybe even early February, we will get a cross on that weekly MACD, and that will exact this bullish divergence pressure that we've been building up for months now with these higher lows and lower lows here. And let's see, do we have higher lows and lower lows in the stochastic? Yeah, we have higher lows in the stochastics weekly, and we have lower lows in the price as well. So bullish divergence on the stochastics and the MACD on the weekly time frame that has dated back, has been forming since September. I highly doubt that the amount of downside we have is anything to rival the amount of upside that we have from here. Again, the thought whenever we do break out, regardless of if it's from here or if it is from just below 0.004, regardless of how low we are, the idea is that when we break out, we probably send it above 1 cent. We probably go above 1 cent, somewhere between there and 1.5, maybe 1.4 cent. There's a chance that we continue and we push up to 2 cents. There's a chance that could happen, but in my opinion, it would be more likely to stop at 0.009 cents or $0.009 than it would be to go up to 2 cents. In my opinion, that's a more likely outcome. But the most likely outcome is not that we go to 2 cents, is not that we stop at $0.009. It's that we go above 1 cent. We stop somewhere between 1 to 1.4 cent. At least from here, that seems to be the most likely outcome from here, and even from prices that are slightly below 0.004. It's programmed in there. It's going to happen. It might not happen this week. Maybe it does. I mean, at any point now, we have been moving down 12 weeks in a row. If we're not due for some reprieve to the upside, I don't know, man. I mean, we got to be getting close here, right? 13 weeks down in a row, though, I think would look better than 12 weeks down. I'm superstitious. I think it's better to end on an odd number. Call that superstitions. If we're looking at this here on the daily time frame, because we're not going to look at it on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. I already know what the 1 hour and the 4 hour looks like. You ready? They're going to look like this. They're going to look like that. That's all it's going to look like. Let's see. Let's just look. Yeah, like that. Yep. That's all it's going to look like. Because we've just been moving sideways for the past week now. The daily stochastics are still building up, but here's the issue, right? You're building up, and that's bullish. That looks great, but we're getting to a point where we have found resistance multiple times before, and we haven't done anything. We haven't done anything at all. So you're building bullish momentum, but you're actually not doing anything with it. Like your indicator says that, but your price doesn't say that. That's bearish. That's a bad thing. It's kind of like hidden bearish divergence, right? You are getting lower highs throughout this range, and you're getting higher highs here. That is hidden bearish divergence to some degree. When we get up to this 50 level, and maybe we do push higher up to these levels too. Whatever. I don't think that these pushes. I don't think that these pushes higher are going to promote any price growth. I just think it's going to stall the price from dropping, and then whenever we do push higher, that'll be when we drop. When we get to this point of rejection, that'll be when we drop, and we likely do send it below 0.004. Likely we do. The MACD, we look at the MACD on the daily time frame here, and again, similar to the stochastics, you are building bullish momentum, which looks really nice on paper, but in reality, you're not doing jack all with that. You're doing nothing at all. It's not bullish, it's neutral, it's not reliable, and I think we're going to go down. Imagine that we have a chart that's going down, and it finds its low. What do you think that's going to look like? Is it going to look like this? Probably not. Probably not. If it looks like this, you probably get a quick little fake out to the downside, and then that's your low right there. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. If you come down and you find your low, what does your low look like? You know, that's what it looks like. Boom. That's what it looks like. And then you move sideways. Then you move sideways, right? If you find your low, what's it look like? Boom. That's what it looks like, right? I don't think that this area, or at least from a daily perspective, that this merits that we've found a low. I think that we do go lower. And again, the only thing that's useful on the 1 hour time frame right now is the fact that if we go all the way to what the relevant low is right now, right here, on Coinbase, there is a gap down there. And statistically speaking, Coinbase fills a good bit of its gaps. I know everyone talks about the CME gaps, but these Coinbase 1 hour gaps on these low liquidity coins, it's a real hack if you know what I'm talking about. We likely do go lower. I've been convinced that we go below these lows because of that for a long time. There's a chance that we don't. We don't have to fill these gaps. It's not a guarantee, but you know, it's worked out pretty well for most calls so far. So we're going to stick with it. I got nothing else for you guys. I got things I got to do. It's going to be a busy day. I'm traveling. Videos are going to be different over the coming days. For like the next 5 days, things are going to be different. But I'll be back on like the 3rd or the 4th of January, and I will be making videos back in full force and back in the saddle. But until then, well, I will leave some. Hopefully, I'll make videos in some cool spots. We'll see. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I am traveling. I'm going to see some family. So again, I won't make as many videos as I do normally, but I'll probably make at least a Bitcoin Cash, and OnyxCoin video as I have today. I'll probably do that at least every single day. But there might even be days where I don't make videos. So don't get your feelings hurt if I'm gone, or if I'm less here, if I'm more absent over the next week. Everything will be back to normal after the first week of January there. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for your support. I really do appreciate you all. I hope you all have a good New Year's. If for whatever reason I don't make a video until after New Year's, I hope everybody has a good New Year's. New Year's Eve is a magical time. It's a very magical time. There's some magical things that took place in my life on New Year's Eve, multiple magical things, and I hope that everybody gets to experience some magic in their own way, whatever that is. I hope you just have a good time and be safe. Be safe. Have fun. Get wild, but be safe. Make memories. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.